Jest, trick, and revenge. Prelude in German rhymes. Invitation. Would you try this dish I offer? Later it will taste much better, and later still tastes good enough. Should you want more of this porridge, buckle down, screw up your courage, and try some of my older stuff. My happiness. Since the quest now wearies me, I much prefer the grill. Since the winds all fought with me, these days I trim the sails. Undaunted. Where you stand you must dig deep, below you is the well. Let the superstitious shout, that down there is only hell. Dialogue. A. I was sick and then got better. I don't even know my doctor. How could I forget all that? B. Only now do you recover. Health returns when you forget. To the virtuous. Our virtues ought to dash, and so, like Homer's verses, should come and go. Worldly wisdom. Don't stay on the solid ground. The peaks you should forswear. Gorgeous vistas are all around, before you get up there. Vademecum, vadetecum. Attracted by my style and voice, you would follow after me? Walk your own path faithfully, and bit by bit become like me. The third molting. My skin already bends and breaks from all the earth which I have devoured, and yet the snakes within me craves more earth with every passing hour. On crooked trails, hungering, I creep between the rocks and turf, seeking what I'm always seeking, food for snakes, delicious earth. My roses. My delight wants to delight you. Does my garden not invite you? Won't you take some roses with you? You must crouch twixt rocks and hedges, grasping at the thorny branches, often pricking fingertips. My delight, she loves her tricks. My delight would love to tease you. Won't you take some roses with you? The scornful. I spill much of what I pour, and so you say I'm filled with scorn. And yet, whoever's cup is full will find that when he drinks he spills, without despising wine the more. The proverb speaks. Incisive, gentle, crude, refined, familiar, foreign, pure and vile. A tryst of sage and imbecile, all this I seek and claim as mine, to be at once dove, snake, and swine. To a friend of light. Lest your eyes be blinded and your mind prostrate, you should follow sunlight while you walk in shade. For dancers, smooth ice is paradise for those whose dancing can suffice. The brave and true. Sooner hold hostility than piece together amity. Rust. There should be rust on a blade so keen, lest they all say that you're too green. Upwards. What's the best way to the summit? Climb. Don't think too much about it. Maxim for the violent. Never ask. Leave off this pleading. Seize whatever's there for the seizing. Narrow souls. Narrow souls are odious, good or bad, they scarce possess. The involuntary seducer. He shot vain words into the air, and thereby fell the maiden fair. Consider. Shared pain is not as hard to bear as alone pain. Do you take my dare? Against arrogance. Self-inflation's ill-advised. You'll pop when pinpricks are applied. Man and woman. Ravish the woman if that's what you feel. Men think like robbers, but women just steal. Interpretation. My soul is in my work, I will admit, but I myself cannot interpret it. If you climb up your own path, then you might, my image carry you to the light. Antidote to pessimism. You say that life's unsavory. My friend, renounce that ancient grievance. By ranting, raving endlessly, you break my heart and try my patience. Take a tip from me, my friend, and wisely follow this suggestion. Every morning eat a toad. I'll bet that cures your indigestion. Request. My grasp on others' minds is sure, but to myself I am obscure. My eye is far too close to me. I am not what I saw and see. For introspection it might help to get more distance from myself, though not as distant as my foe or closest friend, for neither know. Me, something halfway would be best. Can you guess what I request? My hardness. I have to climb 100 stairs. I hear a voice cry in despair. Tread lightly, am I made of stone? I have to climb 100 stairs, but no one would be tread upon. The wanderer. No path, abysses, isolation. Wasn't straying your decision? Eyes ahead and do not frown, for all is lost if you look down. Consolation for beginners. Among the pigs a child is crawling, never rising to his feet. Listen to his endless bawling. When will he get up and stand? No, he won't admit defeat. Soon the child will learn to dance. First he walks on his 2 feet, but in the end walks on his hands. Planetary egoism. Were I not in empty space, a barrel ever turning, how could I endure the chase, the hot sun never burning? The neighbor. My neighbor is too close to me, to height and distance banished. He may yet become a star to see. The holy mask. Lest your happiness depress, wrap yourself in wickedness, in wicked wit, in wicked dress, but in vain, your eyes exhibit all your hidden holiness. The unfree. A. Is he deceived in what he hears? What's that ringing in his ears? What struck him down and laid him low? B. If chains were once all he did know, then chains are all he'll ever hear. The recluse. How I detest to lead and to be led. I won't command, nor will I obey. Only the fearsome make others afraid. Only the frightened let themselves be led. I hate still more the task of self-command. I love to play like beasts of sea and land. I love to lose myself for just a day, to sit and muse, to lead my thoughts astray. And when at length my home I yearn to see, I coax myself and then return to me. Seneca et hoc genus omne. They scribble there insufferably, noble dreck and folly, as if to primum scribere, deinde philosophari, meaning, first write, then philosophize. Ice. Yes, at times I make some ice, it helps me to digest. If you had all this to digest, you too would love my ice. Early writings. All my wisdom, A and O, resound from them, what I hear. Now doesn't sound wise anymore, perennial use, A and O, of suffering is all I hear. Caution. Sojourning in those parts is hard. If you have brains, you must be on your guard. First they adore you, then tear you to shreds. Devotees haven't a brain in their heads. The pious speak. God loves us, and that's why he made us. We made God, the wits reply. Should we not love what we have made? What we've made, we should hence deny? The devil's hoof that thought displays. In the summer. In fields by the sweat of our brows, they say we should eat our bread. In fields you should not eat and plough, or so the physician said. With what are we still not endowed? The dog star in its fiery sign. In fields by the sweat of our brows, tell us we should drink our wine. Without envy. His unenvious eyes you all greatly admire, but he never sought that to which you all aspire. His eagle seeks only that which is far. He does not see you, he sees only stars. Heraclitism. All happiness on earth, my friends, only comes from struggle. Yes, to be a faithful friend, it takes the smoke of battle. Only 1 in 3 are friends, brothers in their final breath, equals before enemies, free in facing death. Principle of the two well-mannered. Rather on one's tiptoes than crawling on all fours. Best to peep through keyholes than gape at open doors. Encouragement. Have ye now set your sights on fame? To what I teach take heed. In due course you must waive all claim to honor if you would succeed. The thorough. You call me a scholar, you're far too kind. I'm just heavy laden with many a pound. Tumbling downwards I drew ever closer, but sooner or later I do hit the ground. Forever. I come today, it's opportune. Thinks one who won't be leaving soon. What's it to him if they all prate? You come too soon, you come too late. Judgment of the Weary. Against the sun they remonstrate, and love trees only for their shade. Sunset. He sink and falls they ridicule, in truth he consents to you. Overjoyed he sought his doom, overbright he pierced your gloom. Against laws. From now on around my neck a little clock hangs by a thread. The sun and stars stop in their tracks, no cock crows, shadows are not cast. And what was once declared by time is to me now deaf, dumb and blind. Despite our steady old tick-tock, nature knows no law or clock. The sage speaks. Strange to the crowd, but of use to the crowd, I go my own way under the sun, under cloud, but always above and beyond that same crowd. Lost his head. She's had some brains ever since she was wed. Recently she made a man lose his head. Before this diversion, with thoughts he was rife. His mind's gone to hell, no, 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 to his wife. Wishful thinking. May all the keys that exist come to be mislaid, and for the empty keyholes some brand new picklocks made. That's how every era talks, which finds it's good at picking locks. Writing with feet. Pen in hand, all my writing begins, but my feet, they would like to join in. Running free, they're so fleet and so brave, crossing fields and crossing the page. Human all too human, a book. As long as you dwell on the past, you're filled with doubt and sorrow. As long as you trust in yourself, then you trust in tomorrow. Bird, do you belong among the eagles taking flight? Or are you just Minerva's pet, spreading wings at fall of night? My readers. May my readers be granted strong stomachs. May my readers be granted sharp teeth. If this book is one that they can stomach, then surely they can stomach me. Realist painters. Be true to nature, that's how they began. How could one exhaust her art made by man? The world's inexhaustible in every piece. All that they do is paint what they please. And what gives them pleasure to paint what they can? Poetic vanity. All I need is glue, I find. I've got the wood fragments. Make sense from silly rhymes. It's no mean achievement. Picky taste. If I could pick my favorite spot, I think the place I'd cultivate is in the midst of paradise, or better still, outside the gate. The broken nose. His nostrils are always flaring with scorn. This proud little man, this rhino sans horns. He turns up his nose at the whole human race, and therefore he always falls flat on his face. Thus the one with the other invariably goes, an arrogant posture and oft broken nose. The pen scribbles. The pen keeps scribbling, this is hell. To scribble I am now condemned. I boldly reach for my inkwell, and let the ink flow forth again. The quantity's considerable, and everything goes brilliantly. But while it's not quite legible, who cares? What I write, no one reads. Higher man. His climb towards the height is justly acclaimed, the other he nobly descends. He has dispensed with the need for acclaim, the base he already transcends. The Sceptic Speaks. Half of your life is now over, the hour hand moves as you tremble with fear. Over the earth you have wandered, and though you found nothing, you still tarry here. Half of your life is now over, it was suffering and error day in, day out. What more do you hope to discover? Just this, to know what the whole thing was about. Ecce homo. Yes, I know from whence I came, an insatiable flame, glowing and consuming me. Everything I touch burns brighter. All I leave are dying embers. Flame, I am assuredly. Star morals. To a star's path preordained, how could the darkness leave you pained? So pass right through this age in bliss, a stranger to its wretchedness. To the farthest world you shine, the sin of pity you abjure. Your sole commandment is, be pure.